गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड आफ्टरनून एंड गुड इवनिंग प्यारे बच्चों. Moving ahead with refraction. For its better understanding, in this lecture we will be concentrating in refraction of light through a rectangular glass slab. In this topic, we will learn about the application of Snell's law and how the refraction of light occur in case of a slab. We will be knowing that particular thing. So just concentrate for the better understanding. This is a glass slab in lab scenario surrounded by air. Okay, now let ray is made to incident on this particular face. A light ray made to incident on this face, say AB. Now this is air. Let having refractive index A, air, so it will be acting as a rarer medium. It's okay. Now glass, it will be a denser medium, let having refractive index mu g. It's okay. Now as the ray is going from rarer to denser medium, so it will be going towards the normal. This is normal drawn on the face AB, N1, first refracting surface. The ray, okay, as is going from rarer to denser, is moving towards the normal. Now this angle will be angle of incidence on the first face. This angle will be angle of refraction on the first face. I1, and this is R1, angle of refraction on the first face. Now as this ray will be striking on the second face, ठीक है, second face पे जब ये strike करेगा, say CD, the ray will be going from denser to rarer medium. तो जब ये denser to rarer जाएगा, it will be moving away from normal. This ray going from glass to air, that is denser to rarer medium, okay, so going away from normal. This is the normal on the second surface, second refracting surface, so हमने इसको कह दिया N2. Now angle which the incident ray on this face, for this face incident ray is this, and this is refracted ray. Incident ray making with normal is angle of incidence, so this will be angle of incidence for the second refraction, and this refracted ray coming in other medium, this is angle of refraction for the second refraction. Basically two refractions are happening. This is one refraction which is happening from rarer to denser medium. The ray is going towards the normal, and this second refraction is happening from denser to rarer medium, and the ray is going away from normal. It's okay. This angle will be angle of incidence for the second refraction, and this angle will be this angle of incidence for the second refraction. This will be angle of refraction for the second refraction. Okay, now applying Snell's law to these refractions. Applying Snell's law. Refraction 1. Refraction 1 is happening from air to glass. So we will be writing it as A mu G. Refractive index of glass with respect to air. Refractive index of glass with respect to refractive index of air. And this will be equal to sine of angle of incidence, that is I1, over sine of R1, angle of refraction for the first refraction. ठीक. Now, applying Snell's law to refraction 2. For refraction 2, light is going from glass to air. Okay, so that will be, we will be writing a refractive index like G mu A. Refractive index of air with respect to glass. Refractive index of air with respect to glass. This will be equal to sine of angle of incidence, that is sine of I2 over sine of angle of refraction, sine of R2. It's okay. This is equation number 1, equation number 2. Fine. Now, multiplying these both equations side by side. Multiplying equations 1 and 2 side by side. अब 1 and 2 क्या है? Mu G over mu A. Mu G over mu A multiplied by mu A over mu G. Second equation. Okay. Same sides we are multiplying basically. This is equal to sine of I1, equation number 1 का, ठीक है, sine of R1 multiplied by sine of I2 over sine of R2. It's okay. Now whatever cancellations are taking place, just perform that. This is gone. Now go back to diagram again. See this diagram. As AB parallel CD. Okay, AB parallel CD rectangular slab में होता है, ठीक है. तो ये नॉर्मल 1 जो है हमारा, ये नॉर्मल 2 के पैरेलल होगा या नहीं? ठीक. तो N1 नॉर्मल 1 एंड नॉर्मल 2 एज बोथ आर पैरेलल. ठीक है, ये लाइन इसको कट कर रहा है. तो R1 हैज टू बी इक्वल टू I2. R1 should be equal to I2. Why? Because this N1 and N2 both are parallel. Okay, and this is a line cutting both these parallel lines. It's okay. So R1 should be equal to I2. In the diagram, AB parallel CD, तो नॉर्मल दोनों पैरेलल एंड R1 इज इक्वल टू I2. अब इस इक्वेशन में आप ध्यान से देखो, R1 इज इक्वल टू I2, ये दोनों भी कैंसिल हो जाएंगे. यस, तो रिमेनिंग टर्म हमारे पास जो बचेगा वो बचेगा साइन I1 ओवर साइन R2 इज इक्वल टू 1. इट्स ओके. तो इसको भी हम कैंसिल कर रहे हैं. R1 इज इक्वल टू I2, R1 इज इक्वल टू I2. ओके. Now applying this condition we are getting this, from this we are getting 1, which is equal to sine of I1 over sine of R2. It's okay. Now from this particular equation we can get sine of I1 is equal to sine of R2. Okay, and I1 is equal to R2. मीन जब स्लैब में, रेक्टेंगुलर ग्लास स्लैब में रिफ्रैक्शन हो रहा है, दैट टाइम I1 शुड बी इक्वल टू R2. अब I1 इज इक्वल टू R2 का मीनिंग क्या है वो देख लेते हैं. Concentrate in ray diagram again. I1 is equal to R2. Find I1, okay, is equal to R2. I1 is the angle incident ray making with normal and R2 is the angle emergent ray making with normal. Mean, as both the normals are parallel, तो ये incident ray and emergent ray दोनों क्या होनी चाहिए? Parallel. What does it mean? कि in case of rectangular slab, incident ray and the emergent ray both are parallel to each other. So in case of a rectangular slab, incident ray and emergent ray are always parallel. It's okay. Now, if we place a mirror normal to the emergent ray, मतलब मिरर हमने प्लेस किया इन सच अ वे कि जो रे है वो उसको नॉर्मली हिट कर रहा है, तो क्या होगा? द रे इंसिडेंटिंग क्या करेगी? ये रे ने इंसिडेंट किया, विल रिट्रेस बैक इट्स पाथ. अगर ये पाथ अपना रिट्रेस बैक कर रही है, ओके, तो यहां से ये रेयर से डेंसर जाएगी, टुवर्ड्स द नॉर्मल जाएगी बाय द सेम फैक्टर जितना वो अवे फ्रॉम नॉर्मल गई थी, एंड इन द सेम वे. मतलब कहने का क्या है? इन द सेम वे यहां पे रिफ्रैक्शन होगा. कहने का मतलब क्या है कि जिस रे से जो पाथ ये रे फॉलो करता हुआ यहां तक पहुंचा था, द सेम पाथ विल बी रिट्रेस्ड बाय द ray of light. It's okay. This basically is called as principle of reversibility. Principle of reversibility. This is your principle of reversibility. हमने यहां पे एक रेक्टेंगुलर स्लैब लिया. अगर आप कंपाउंड प्लेट भी ले लो, कंपाउंड प्लेट मीन पैरेलल स्लैब्स 3 4 5 6 आपने प्लेस कर लिया. ओके, n नंबर ऑफ स्लैब्स ओके आपने प्लेस कर लिया, एंड यू आर making a ray to pass through all those planes. What will be happening? अगर आप फाइनल पाथ को मिरर दिखाओ नॉर्मली, फाइन, ठीक है, तो वहां से रे अपना पाथ रिट्रेस बैक करना शुरू करे, तो इट विल बी रिट्रेसिंग इट्स पाथ थ्रू ऑल द मीडियम्स. व्हेन फाइनल पाथ ऑफ अ लाइट रे इज रिवर्स्ड आफ्टर एनी नंबर ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शंस एंड रिफ्रैक्शंस, द रे ऑफ लाइट retraces its path. And this is known as principle of reversibility. Now concentrate in this diagram, okay, of refraction of light through a glass slab. देखो, this is incident ray, refracted ray, emergent ray. Incident ray and emergent ray both are parallel to each other. Why? Because I1 is equal to R2 and faces AB and CD both are parallel to each other. Now, what is happening? When a ray of light is passing through a rectangular glass slab, okay, the ray is not deviating from its path. The path is parallel basically. Okay, fine. The ray is not, having any deviation angle between initial and final path. Angle of deviation in the situation is equal to 0. But what is happening? The ray basically is, displacing laterally from its original path. This is the original path. If we extend this particular thing, see, this is initial path, incident ray. Incident ray extended. It's okay. Now this emergent ray is parallel to incident ray. Yes. The ray basically is not deviating. It is displacing from its actual path. ये था actual path, इसने displace करके ये ray इधर आ गया. ठीक है. और अगर मैं इस डायग्राम में मार्क करूं कि कितना lateral displacement है, the ray has displaced laterally. Okay. तो इफ वी आर कंसंट्रेटिंग इन लेटरल डिस्प्लेसमेंट, तो क्या करते हैं? देखो, इस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट से जो सेकंड रिफ्रैक्शन वाला पॉइंट है, परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप करते हैं इंसिडेंट पाथ के ऊपर, ओरिजिनल पाथ ऑफ द रे के ऊपर. परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप किया तो ये देखो, ये परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस हुआ बिटवीन इंसिडेंट पाथ एंड द फाइनल पाथ. अगर मैं इस पॉइंट को कहूं से J, this is J and this is Q, then JQ is basically the lateral displacement. Okay, this is the displacement, this is the value of displacement जो हमारा ray during refraction from through a slab, okay, displace किया. Okay, तो JQ basically defines the lateral displacement, okay, of the ray when it is undergoing the refraction through a rectangular slab. Now we will be calculating the value of this lateral displacement JQ. Okay, let the slab thickness is T. Okay, slab thickness is T. Okay, angle of incidence and angle of refractions are all marked. Okay, they are same. So how we will be able to calculate, how we'll be able to we will be able to find the value of JQ, that is lateral displacement. Let us see. Now to calculate lateral displacement, okay, थोड़ा ज्योमेट्री परफॉर्म करेंगे. इस नॉर्मल को मैं एक्सटेंड कर रहा हूं ताकि इस राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल को कंसीडर किया जा सके. It's okay. Now see, this particular point is S. This is G. This is J. Okay, this is Q. Now first concentrating in right angle triangle SGJ. Okay. Now concentrating in this triangle, first we will be calculating this side JS. Okay, and then we will be concentrating in right angle triangle JQS, this one. Okay, then using this particular triangle, we will be able to calculate the lateral displacement, that is JQ. Okay, so first taking triangle SGJ into account. Now this is angle of refraction. Okay, so GJ will be perpendicular, SG will be base, and SJ will be hypotenuse. Now we know the value of SG, thickness of slab. And we have to calculate, we have to find the value of SJ. Mean base we know and hypotenuse we have to calculate. Okay. So base and hypotenuse को कौन लिंक करता है? Cos theta. तो cos of R1 लिखते हैं हम from the triangle. Cos of R1 is equal to base. Base is SG over hypotenuse, that is SJ. It's okay. Now SG is equal to thickness of the slab T, and SJ we have to calculate. Fine. So from here we are getting value of SJ is equal to T over cos of R1. Okay. Fine. Now calculating SJ, we know value of SJ now. So now concentrating in triangle SJQ. To concentrate in this particular triangle, we need to know the value of this particular angle. इस एंगल का वैल्यू हमें फाइंड करना पड़ेगा. It's okay. ठीक. Now just see. This angle is I1. This is this side. This is this side. So this complete angle will be. ये कितना होगा? This will also be I1. This part, this complete angle will be I1. Both will be equal, vertically opposite. Yes. I1 का this part is R1. So this remaining portion will be I1 minus R1. This portion, this remaining portion will be I1 minus R1. It's okay. So now from this triangle, writing this I1 R1. It's okay. Now with respect to this particular angle, this will be perpendicular and this will be hypotenuse. Perpendicular we have to calculate because this is lateral displacement, and hypotenuse SJ we already have calculated. So perpendicular and hypotenuse कौन लिंक करता है? Sine of. तो sine of I1 minus R1 we will be writing now. Sine of I1, this sine of this angle, I1 minus R1. Sine of I1 minus R1 is equal to perpendicular. Perpendicular is JQ, that is lateral displacement. Okay. Over hypotenuse, that is JS. SJ. It's okay. Fine. SJ already we have calculated. SJ already अभी हमने calculate किया था ना. So placing the value of SJ, fine, we are getting JQ is lateral displacement ना, तो lateral displacement is equal to Sj into sine of I1 minus R1. It's fine. Now placing value of Sj, that is T, thickness of the slab, over cos of R1 into sine of I1 minus R1. It's fine. So that is, this is particular thing is providing us the value of lateral displacement. Hence we can write it. Now you see this lateral displacement is directly proportional to thickness of the slab. Mean slab जितना भी thick होगा उतना ज्यादा, जितना ज्यादा thick होगा उतना ज्यादा आपका lateral displacement होगा, lateral shift होगा. And this lateral displacement also depends on sine of I1 minus R1. It's okay? ठीक है. This sine of I1 minus R1. When this will be giving maximum value, so it will be producing maximum lateral displacement. Lateral displacement is equal to maximum. That will be depending on sine of I1 minus R1. It's okay. अब देखो आप इस वैल्यू पे कंसंट्रेट करो. साइन का मैक्सिमम वैल्यू कब होता है? मैक्सिमम वैल्यू इज इक्वल टू 1. यस, साइन ऑफ I1 minus R1 can have maximum value 1. लेकिन कब? When this particular thing is equal to sine of 90 degree. It's okay. Sine of 90 mean I1 minus R1 is equal to 90 degree. Now go back to diagram. ये I1 minus R1 90 degree, ये possibility कैसे है और कब है? You will be understanding this from diagram. Now, having this I1 minus R1 is equal to 90 degree. How this is possible? See from diagram. We want to have this particular angle 90 degree, and this will be only possible तब जब ये इंसिडेंट रे along this face चले यहां पे, मतलब I1 is equal to 90 degree and this refracted ray goes along the normal. Okay, तब ये जो हमारा होगा, ये वाला जो लाइन होगा ये यहां पे होगा and refracted ray will be here and I1 minus R1 will be equal to 90 degree. Okay, so how this particular thing is possible? That is I1 minus R1 is equal to 0. This is possible only when angle of incidence on the first refraction is 90 degree. Mean the incident ray is coming along the face of the glass slab and R1 is equal to 0, mean the refracted ray is coming along the normal. At that time I1 minus R1 will be equal to 90 degree. And if this particular ray this refracted ray will be coming along the normal, तो वो maximum value of lateral displacement मिलेगा आपको उस situation में. Okay, the maximum value of lateral displacement you will be getting and that will be equal to thickness of the slab, क्योंकि आपका incident ray यहाँ पे जा रहा है ना, और जो refracted ray होगा that will be going along this. In that very situation this will be the lateral displacement which will be equal to thickness of the slab. So go through this particular thing और इसको अच्छे से बुक से भी go through करना है. Basic thing you will be able to understand and you will be able to define if your diagram will be very much clear. तो बहुत neat and clean ray diagram बनाना है और जितनी भी चीजें हैं उनको आराम से समझना है. Fine. And if you find any kind of confusion, let me know about. We will be taking that particular thing in next lecture. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.